It's not so much a Canada thing, but did you see the auto tariffs?
Yeah, 25%.
Yeah.
On who?
Everybody. Everybody.
Is this part of the reciprocal tariff thing?
Oh, this is just
or a new one.
This is for all those people who dare to make a car and send it to
I'm fine with us tariffing people who tariff us. Like Germany tariffs us on automobiles. We tariff them the same. Like that's fair.
You tell me there's not a room for the Ford Taurus in the German Autobahn? Please. They
no, there's tons. There's tons of Ford Tauruses.
If the German consumer laid their eyes on the beauty of American automobiles, I tell you, there'd be F-150s bumper to bumper up and down that Autobahn.
If you want to sell an F-150,
every
Germany,
Heinrich and
has
Deere
to be made
from
in
here
Germany.
to Hamburg would have him one.
Maybe. Well, they
should have gone Heinrich
drive
and
all
Himmler,
those.
Because then I got all those H's. Damn it. No,
Heinrich and
I don't
Himmler?
think that they would buy our cars. I think our cars are shit. And I think they're never going to not be shit until we stop with the tariffs. The only cars here that aren't shit are like the luxury brands where they actually spend some money on R&D. Like if you look at the horsepower output like of our engines, like just do horsepower and displacement ratio versus everybody else. It's humiliating. It's humiliating. Like the way the Japanese get all that horsepower out of those tiny little engines, and then we balk about fuel.
Sure, but how reliable can a high-powered small motor be from Japan?
Well, I got two. That's got dual overhead cams. Something's going to break down in them Hondas. I promise you. 50 years later.
Is Honda Japanese or Korean?
Yeah,
Japanese.
I thought Honda was Japanese. Honda.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Street Fighter character from Japan. You should know this.
Hyundai. No, that's Korean.
Yeah, that's yeah, I don't put as much faith in the Koreans, but yeah, most of our cars are crap. I really do think that.
I don't think our trucks are crap, but I almost think they might fall in that. Well, like if you're Ford and you've got the #1 selling vehicle in America, I think that's still true.
They are. It is.
And that's probably one where you put a lot of time and effort into, and you let your Pintos, suffer. They still make.
I don't know. What does it do though? What does it even do? Like nobody uses those as trucks. I don't know if you.
What does it do? It does everything. They're hybrid now. The alternators are so powerful. They run your camper trailer off because it's a built-in generator. A generator, right? Everyone's had AC in their car for some time now, but you plug an angle grinder into it and you realize all it can do is charge a laptop. Not so on a Ford truck. That shit has 220 output that runs your RV that you're towing around at this point.
220?
Yeah.
You could have a hot tub.
You charge a Tesla with your F-150.
That's sick. I didn't know. So yours has that, Woody?
No, this is the hybrid ones. They're a little newer than mine. And because you can imagine how a hybrid truck would have a really powerful alternator beyond that you'd see, in a regular car. And I don't know. They're just dope as fuck. They've got lane centering, which is fucking the heartbeat from self-driving. And
I'm just talking about like the quality of the ingredients.
I like the tailgate wars. I'm sure you're probably on top of the tailgates back when my day just folded down, right? And then Ford puts a step into the tailgate. And when I first saw the step, I thought, dude, I'm far too athletic for a step on a tailgate. I don't need that shit. I can leap into this. And then you realize that a full-size truck comes up to your nipples darn near, and a step is terrific. And if you're like moving and you're going in and out of the truck a lot, that step is genius. So Chevy sees the step and they're like, you call that a tailgate? Now that thing's got fucking fold-down tech. It's a freaking erector set that does 3 different things. Honda's got them swinging out sideways, flipping down normal, like anything you want. And I'm like, shit, tailgates all of a sudden became this like piece of engineering tech that's pretty dope.
This is a good idea. I'm just now looking at pictures of this. Every once in a while you see something where like, I'm looking at the F-150 step.
That's the lamest. It was the first and it's been surpassed.
But I mean, like, this is one of those things where if you saw it, you'd think like, oh yeah, this has probably been around for ages. It's so common sense. It's so like, clearly this helps.
Right?
But I guess
it's well built too. So I hover around 200 pounds most of my adult life. I will jump on that thing and stomp on it or whatever, like on the way down without thinking twice. It will not break from a human. So that's this is nice. So mine is like the bottom left, which I'd argue is kind of the lamest one. I think the Honda is the bottom right that can swing out sideways or fold down.
Mhm.
And then the top left, I think, is GM, and it has a step like that. It could also fold flat out, and then it could do a handful of different things. I couldn't even demonstrate that. It's complicated enough. And the
Yeah.
one on the right, I don't know. Is that
Dodge.
Ram? Is that Dodge?
Yeah, Dodge Ram.
I don't know what other tricks. I bet you it folds down like a normal bed
Oh,
as
sure.
tailgate as well as that. And I don't know about us. Oh, I see. The steps kind of come. They're individual and not built into the tailgate.
I only see one step.
I think you're right. What is on the
Yeah,
other side?
a shadow.
Is that a shadow? Okay. I don't know that I love their step as much.
Yeah.
The Honda one looks like it barely even has a step. They just kind of have a plate
don't see a
underneath the
step.
license plate
I mean,
on
that's a
the
step.
where you can step on
one
that
thing
thing.
Oh,
the
the Honda,
Chevy
yeah.
does, which is top left, that I like, is the bumper has a step built into it. So if you don't want to go into the effort of like unfolding the step, then you can just stick your foot right there. It's always available.
That's a
And I
good
bet
idea.
you in practice that get used a lot. You know, every now and then I use my tire as a step because I'm not going through the effort of making it.
Mhm.
Anyway, we were just talking about innovation in American cars. Well, there's a thing that they're doing right, I would argue.
That is pretty
like-
cool. We are the best
agree
at
with that.
trucks for sure.
I think so.
What trucks are better than American trucks?
I don't know those little Chinese $3,500 trucks that you can order in a crate that just run forever and do what trucks do but don't look nice. Our trucks do a great job of looking nice and being trucks and being able to go pick up groceries with your grandma as well as go off-roading. But
Dude,
I don't
you
think that
live in a
reliability
farmy.
is their
Oh,
is the
you're
strong suit of the American truck.
no. Like tons of people use their F-150s for manual labor and
I'm not
farming
saying they
equipment.
don't.
Like,
But I think that most of them, the majority of them, don't do anything of the sort.
I think that's fair. They're popular for reasons outside of work, but they're up in my little world. They're popular for play. Like when I load a dirt bike into it, then I show up and everyone's loading dirt bikes in their trucks. You might see them doing things other than that, but it's like
What about the
I don't
Toyota?
know. You got to see them on Saturday afternoons, when they're doing that.
the
What about
Tacoma.
The Tundra.
Oh, Tundra.
The Tundra's the big one. I don't know if they still make the Tacoma, but if they do, it's more
They do.
their mid-sized truck.
Mhm.
Like I don't even know if Dodge makes the Dakota anymore, but that used to be also that mid-sized truck, bigger than a Ranger or the S10, but definitely not the full-sized
Mhm.
Silverado or Ram.
Yeah. I mean, the Tundra looks exactly like a Ram or an F-150. For the most part, it looks exactly
When I was
like.
shopping, the Tundra was behind on tech. Their fuel economy was way worse. They didn't have CarPlay yet.
Toyota was behind.
Toyota's behind on tech. American companies lead on tech, and if you're a tech shopper like me, that matters. But they kind of do lead on reliability. They're the conservative, non-risk taking automotive manufacturer.
Do you think that's still true on the fuel economy?
On the Tundra, I don't know. Obviously, in cars, they do really well, but they sort of the internet said their engines ran rich to get more reliability out of them, and that's why their fuel economy was bad. And I read it on the internet, so it's true.
Counter that.
I know I often see the Europeans touting those flatbed, like weird cab trucks that they have that do everything that our $100,000 F-150s do forever, and they do it for $15,000 or something like that. I don't know. Whenever
they definitely can't do everything larger trucks can do. If we're thinking of the same thing, like they're small trucks meant for driving through alleyways that were built in 1100 where nothing else can fit.
I'm the guy that the trucks Kyle dislikes fit. Like, look at this platinum street truck, right? Kyle, you don't understand how important it is that my seat massages me on the way home from dirt biking. I'm basically handicapped after 4 hours in the woods.
Yes.
No, I mean they should have all that. Look, I like all the accoutrements too. I think they should have those things. I just don't know about the American car industry. It just seems like the F-150 is a hard one to argue against because of everything you said, and it is. I think it's the most popular car in America. I don't think it's the number one truck. It might be the number one vehicle in America. It's incredibly popular.
It could be. I'm not positive.
But what's their sedan?
Oh,
the Ford?
What's it even called?
It's
I
a
want to
Taurus.
say Ford ended every car but one a few years ago. Did they bring much back? Maybe it was just the Mustang that survived.
They even
Don't
cut
they
out
have?
the
They still have the
Fusion.
Taurus, right? Or no, it was the Fusion for a bit, and then I thought.
No,
It was. I
Fusion's their
remember because
midsize.
in 2013, I remember the Fusion and the Taurus were still there, and the Fusion was the smaller version of the Taurus.
Fusion's gone. The 500 was there for
Unless
a
that was an
while.
older Taurus.
I think the 500 might be gone too. I don't know what their car is anymore. I don't know what they make aside from SUVs and Mustangs, obviously, and EV Mustangs. But I think that might be their only car.
Right.
I'm looking. The Mustang is the only thing that is strictly a car. Everything else is what they call SUVs nowadays, which I call hatchbacks.
They've retreated from the market. Like that.
Yes,
that's your
I think
sign
that's
of
fair.
market.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't compete for some reason. For some reason, the OG innovator of the family vehicle doesn't make one anymore. And I don't think it's a sign that 4-door cars are out, because I've seen plenty of those on the roads. But Ford can't make one. And I don't know what Chevrolet's is either.
Malibu.
Is it? Ugh. What's
I
that
don't even know what
like?
a 25 Malibu looks like.
Yeah,
I don't
they do
either.
such a bad job at marketing, and they do such a bad job at marketing. I've never heard of it, and don't know what it looks like. And they do such a bad job at design that I also have never heard of it or seen it. If it looked cool, somebody tell me.
Yeah.
Those new Dodges
But
look cool. Dodge did something. I'm not exactly sure. I think they consolidated the Charger and the Challenger, and they're just doing one now.
I
And
always thought they overlapped.
the
much.
markets definitely did, and they thought so as well. I think they're doing an electric version of that looks pretty nifty.
I feel like the
But I don't-
Charger was always. I mean, the Charger was the cheaper one, so it makes sense. I saw that more.
On the
Yeah.
tariffs, I think only one car company stock went up, and it was Tesla. And it's like,
Yeah, I saw Tesla had a huge rebound, didn't they?
yeah, well, every other car is about to get $12,000 more expensive. But Tesla, they have parts that come from outside America, but there's the tariffs a little more complicated than they say on the surface, and like parts that they're giving time to find local suppliers. So Tesla's almost immune from the tariffs, but almost nobody else is.
Okay.
Why do
Even
they,
Ford
they
and
only
Chevy.
use domestic suppliers? Is that part of Tesla? Or
The foreign suppliers they use are exempt for reasons that start to get complicated. Like they have time before they are no longer exempt.
okay,
Well, good for them. He needed a little bit of a rebound. I don't know if you watch SNL, but they
that's
got Mike
insane.
Myers
Sorry
doing
to
him,
interrupt.
and he's great.
They're up 51% year over year right now. So what the fuck were they up at that bananas total in December? like up 150%.
There was a big bump
300%.
when Trump won. There was this idea that his association with Trump would be very good for his cars, like the government would help them in some way. But I think it kind of went the other way for a while, that his reputation sank amongst EV buyers because of his association with Trump. And now Trump's tariffed all his competitors, and Tesla's the only stock that went up.